Welcome to a journey into the chilling unknown. In this video, we unravel 3 of the most terrifying true stories from the USA, haunting tales of mystery, fear, and the unexplainable that have left an indelible mark on history. Are you ready to face the darkness? Let's begin.
I don't know how to start this, but I have to tell you what happened. It's been years, but I still get chills just thinking about it. It all started when George and I found this house on 112 Ocean Avenue. It was perfect, spacious, beautiful, and surprisingly affordable. Too affordable. I should have known something was wrong. The first night, everything seemed fine. The kids loved their rooms, and George and I were excited to finally settle in. But then, things started happening. George woke up at exactly 3:15 a.m. every night. At first he thought it was just stress, but soon it became clear it wasn't that. One night I saw him sitting by the fireplace, staring into the flames. He wasn't himself. He looked hollow, like something was draining the life out of him. But the worst part? One night, I looked out the window and saw red eyes, glowing red eyes, staring back at me from the darkness. And then the crucifix happened. We hung one in the hallway, hoping it would bring some peace. Instead, it turned upside down, dripping with something. I don't even know what it was. It smelled like death. By the 28th day, we couldn't take it anymore. I remember grabbing the kids, tears streaming down my face. George grabbed his coat, and we ran. We literally ran out of the house, leaving everything behind. We never went back. It's been years since we left, but that house, it still haunts me. Every creak in my home now, every shadow, it reminds me of that place. I don't know what was in that house. I don't know if it was spirits or demons or something worse. All I know is that it wanted us gone, and we listened. I had heard rumors about the house, but nothing could have prepared me for what I saw when I finally visited the Winchester Mystery House. Built by Sarah Winchester, widow of the inventor of the famous rifle, this place is unlike anything you've ever seen. The doors lead to walls, stairs take you to nowhere, and the hallways, they twist and turn endlessly. It's a labyrinth of madness. Sarah Winchester was told that the spirits of those killed by her husband's rifle were angry and wanted revenge. To appease them, she began building, and she never stopped. She believed the house was cursed, and the only way to calm the spirits was to continue construction. But no one knew the madness behind her decisions. Doors were placed in walls, staircases built that led to nowhere, and then the sounds began. As I wandered through the house, I couldn't help but feel a sense of dizziness. The house wasn't just a place, it was a puzzle. Stairs that led to ceilings, doors that opened into nothing. The architecture seemed to defy reason. You couldn't trust the layout. It was as if the house itself was playing tricks on you, disorienting you, trapping you. And then I heard footsteps, but I was completely alone. It wasn't just the strange layout. There were whispers, shadows that moved on their own, and an overwhelming feeling of being watched. One evening, I found myself standing in front of a window, and just as I turned, I saw a shadow dart across the hallway. My heart skipped a beat. There was no one there. And yet, I couldn't shake the feeling that I wasn't alone. Even after Sarah Winchester passed, the house continued to stand, its unfinished nature becoming a symbol of obsession and madness. To this day, visitors claim to feel a strange presence within its walls. People say the spirits that Sarah was trying to appease still haunt the house, trapped in its never-ending maze. I left the Winchester Mystery House with a feeling of unease that has never left me. It wasn't just a house, it was a living, breathing entity, full of twisted, unexplainable design and haunted by something darker. It stands as a testament to obsession, to a woman's attempt to outsmart death, and to the restless spirits that may still be trapped within its walls. It's a place that will stay with you long after you leave. I've never been one for ghost stories, but after my visit to the LaLaurie mansion, I'm a believer. It all began when I traveled to New Orleans. I'd heard whispers about the mansion on Royal Street, but nothing prepared me for what I'd experienced there. There's something about this place, something dark that lingers, and I'll never forget the feeling of dread as I stepped onto its grounds. The LaLaurie mansion wasn't always abandoned. It once belonged to Madame Delphine LaLaurie, a woman with a horrific secret. In the 1800s, her mansion was the scene of unimaginable cruelty. She was known for torturing her slaves in the most grotesque ways. Her actions were so brutal, they earned the mansion a terrifying reputation. But when the truth was revealed, the mansion became a symbol of terror, forever marked by the suffering within its walls. The first time I set foot in the mansion, I felt the air shift. It was a cold, oppressive feeling, as if something was watching me from the shadows. I couldn't explain it. The walls seemed to whisper, the floors creaked underfoot like they were trying to tell me something. And as I moved deeper into the house, I could swear I heard faint cries, muffled voices that seemed to come from nowhere. But the house was silent. It wasn't long before I began experiencing strange things. Objects would shift on their own, and doors would slam without any warning. I heard whispers in the hallways, like someone was following me. But every time I turned, nothing was there. The air grew thick with an unseen presence. I felt like I was being suffocated by the house itself, trapped in the past with the spirits of those who had suffered here. I couldn't shake the feeling that I wasn't alone. One night, I was drawn to the attic. That's where the worst of the atrocities took place, where LaLaurie's victims were kept. I didn't want to go up there, but something pulled me in. As I reached the top, I felt a chill run down my spine, and I saw shadows moving in the corners of the room. And that's when I heard it, a whisper so close I could feel the breath on my neck. Leave this place. I tried to leave. I really did. But every time I went near the door, I could hear footsteps behind me. A heavy presence followed me, like someone was stalking me through the halls. The whispers became louder, more urgent, and I started seeing figures out of the corner of my eye, figures that weren't there when I turned to look. I was trapped, stuck in a nightmare, and there was no way out. That night I decided to confront whatever was in the house. I stood in the center of the mansion and shouted, "Who are you? What do you want?" For a moment everything went still. The air was thick with tension, and then everything happened at once. The house shook, the temperature dropped, the lights flickered, and a voice, low and guttural, answered, "We are the forgotten. You are not welcome here." I ran out of there, but the memories haven't left. The LaLaurie mansion is still standing, though it's mostly abandoned now. It's said that the spirits of the slaves still haunt the halls, seeking justice for the horrors they endured. I'm not sure if I believe in ghosts, but I do know one thing. Some places are better left unexplored. The LaLaurie mansion isn't just haunted, it's cursed.
Thank you for joining us on this spine-tingling journey through some of the USA's most terrifying true stories. These chilling tales remind us that sometimes reality is far more horrifying than fiction. If you enjoyed this dive into the macabre, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more eerie explorations. And as always, stay curious, but stay safe. Until next time, good night.